Next up at UFC Vegas 93, we have the featured prelim of the evening. We have Tagir Ulanbekov taking on Joshua Van. Tagir Ulanbekov is 15-2 in his career. He is 4-1 in his last 5, and he's coming off back-to-back submission wins. Taking on Josh Van, 10-1 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He is on a nice 8-fight win streak. This is absolutely a fight that has the community split. People are loving Josh Van in this underdog spot, and I get it from the Josh Van is good perspective. I think this is a really tough matchup for him. But as far as his skills and what he's doing and how he looks inside the octagon, I totally understand wanting to back him and making him a good dog. He's only 22 years old. He is walking into his 3rd UFC fight. Style-wise, he's a solid striker. He has aggression. He's got a decent amount of power. Takedown defense and scramble skills are okay. And he's this new generation of fighter. So even though he's primarily a striker, he's good everywhere. He can grapple as well. He does a really nice job looking for things in scrambles and making his opponents work. He's coming off that knockout win over a debuting Felipe Bunes. But this is by far his toughest matchup because he's taking on Tagir Ulanbekov. This guy is a very dominant come-forward wrestler. He's got decent striking, but it almost doesn't matter because he got a nice jab, and right behind that jab is a takedown attempt. All 4 of his UFC wins were very grappling heavy with 12 takedowns and 2 submissions. The only real complaint you could have about Tagir is that while his offensive wrestling is impressive, his defensive wrestling is not. We saw that. Tim Elliott sort of exposed that by working in his own takedowns and dogging Tagir. But that's not going to happen here. That's not who Josh Van is. Josh Van is not going to try to take Tagir down. Josh Van's going to be sprawling and brawling, and I don't necessarily think he's going to have the easiest night doing that. I think Josh Van is a genuine talent. I think he's got phenomenal striking, and I think he's going to look decent in this fight. But I think ultimately the non-stop chain wrestling, never say die, going after those legs style of Tagir is going to get the win. I think Josh may look good early and then start to slow down, or vice versa, right? Get dog walked early, then find his rhythm, defend a few takedowns, feel good about himself. But we're going to learn a lot about Josh Van in this fight. We're going to learn a lot about what it's like to continue to move forward, even though he's getting taken down, getting pushed around a little bit. I think Tagir wins this fight, but this is Vegas. Vegas hates wrestlers, so we'll see what happens. But I'm going with Tagir here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I like Joshua Van. He's definitely a capable striker. He's going to be a guy that's been around. He's going to be around this division for a long time. Only 22 years old. He can kind of do everything, as you mentioned. I mean, he's going to see some stuff in there that he has never experienced in training a day in his life. I mean, the way that he was taken down by Felipe was pretty easy. He's been taken down in the past as well. Even if you know how to defend takedowns, even if you have really good takedown defense, you know that these Russians, these Dagestani guys, they just move on to the next thing and the next thing, and these trips and all this stuff. They have so many tools in the bag. You saw Islam against Dustin, 5th round with that fucking ankle pick, fucking just swinging the leg over. They have so many things they can go to. So yeah, you might know how to defend a single and a double against the fence, but then they're on the body lock, they're on the inside trip, the outside trip, they're doing this, they're doing that. I just don't think Joshua Van's had the time in to really understand the nuances that Tagir is going to bring into this matchup. He could have some success on the feet. He's a tough dude. He's a pressure guy. But I think that pressure is just going to walk straight into a takedown and on the ground. I mean, Cody Durden is a really good MMA wrestler and grappler with really good submission defense, and he's not a fucking pussy, and he's going to try to work out of positions. And I know that was my lock of the week. Trust me, I know there was a situation where Tagir was on his back. He had the toes. Get your toes at the fence. Get the toes. Never took the point. Get the toes at the fence. Just constant. But, I mean, Cody is a fucking tough-ass dude, a really, really good MMA grappler, and Tagir kind of took him to fucking school. So, I like Joshua Van. He's going to be around. I actually like that he's kind of up against these not super dangerous guys, especially Tagir, like on the feet, because the worst thing you want to see is a guy 22 years old getting like knocked out clean, and then that's, bad things that happen with that. So if he gets kind of rolled a little bit on the ground, it is what it is. It's just, he's fucking 22. He's a good kid. I just don't think that Tagir's in the fucking prime of his career, and he's got a lot of tools in the bag, man.
I agree. I started with less confidence on Tagir than I have now, right? Or when I first broke this down, I was like, man, Josh Van defending the takedowns, like Josh Van. I started there. And then the more I looked at the tape, the more I break it down, the more I look at it, it's like, man,
To beat these guys, you have to counter wrestle. You have to counter wrestle. If you don't counter wrestle, they can do enough on the feet, and then they'll get the takedown, and then you're screwed. I mean, Tim Elliott was counter wrestling. You saw Volk when he started counter wrestling Islam. That's when he was having success. You have to be able to counter wrestle these Dagestani wrestlers and really try to gas them out. Otherwise, they just do what they want to fucking do. And I don't think Van is going to be able to counter wrestle against Tagir.
Yeah, 100%. Tagir lost to Tim Elliott because Tim Elliott shot first. And he dictated the wrestling, and that's not what Josh Van's going to do. Jacob and I are on the same side here. I think $8,900 for Tagir Ulanbekov is probably worth it because if you know anything about DraftKings fantasy scoring, it loves wrestlers. It loves 5 points for every takedown. Control time racks up. And if Josh Van does scramble, does stand back up, we're just going to get more takedowns and more money out of it. Either way, Tagir Ulanbekov is both of our pick. And if you do want to check out the bets that we have on him, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month. People do seem to be betting on Josh Van. This line is tightening a little bit, but not any meaningful amount. We do have a whole bunch of super chats that poured in. But before we go to super chats, we do have this one comment. Ron Southall says, Vegas hates wrestlers, LOL. That was a response to my comment. I said Vegas hates wrestlers. And I'm not talking about Vegas, the sports books. I'm talking about the judges. We have seen fight after fight after fight in Las Vegas where wrestlers get the takedowns, have the control time, and then lose the decision because control time doesn't matter anymore. You could land 2 strikes and then win a round even though you were taken down 5 times. It's all bullshit. We do have a super chat.
Co-main is for this card now?
I just moved the fights up 1 slot, so it was Lucas Almeida, but what is it for real?
Miles John and Andrade. Isn't that fucking kind of random?
He's the next biggest name on the card, unfortunately. This should be the co-main, but I guess they already have it in the feature prelim slot, so it is what it is. We got $5 from...
Brady and Garrett's on the main card. No.
When this was before the lineup was official, they had that as the co-main. I was like, that cannot be the co-main. And then they moved it around. But we got Bo Jiden, $5 super chat. He says, Tagir is a soy little lamb. Josh Van by round 3 TKO to body shots. And that is Bo Jiden's lock of the week. I disagree with you. And I would root for you, but that would go against my money. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. $1.99 from Sam Rizzuto. He said, quit your jobs. I need the Tuesday stream back, please. The Tuesday stream didn't happen last week because I was traveling. I was in Arizona. It didn't happen this week because Jakey Boy didn't have internet for multiple days. And it's not going to happen next week because I will be in Florida with my family. Next week is probably Wednesday, as long as Jakey Boy's good with that. But I promise you, life will be back to normal in a little bit. Just a couple of extenuating.
That,
we're in Vegas. Well, Tuesday will be normal, but yeah, there will be no Thursday. There will be no Thursday show next week or the week of UFC 303. And before we get to the main card, let me give you $50. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our sportsbook partners. Make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. You're going to use the link. You're going to sign up. You're going to make an account. We're going to send you $50 as a thank you because they're going to pay me. That's what affiliate marketing is. You will also then head over to WeWantPicks.com and become a premium member. Premium membership will unlock the safety parlay. I am very proud of the safety parlay. Like everything else, it has its ups and downs. We had a 9 parlay win streak and then a couple of win 2, lose 2, win 2, lose 2, and we seem to be back on track. You can unlock the safety parlay for this event for UFC Saudi Arabia and UFC 303 now at WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member. And finally, here is the address if you want to send us something. We've had multiple small businesses send us things that we unbox, we open, and we share with you on the Fight Foods vlogs. The address to send us anything is We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406 in Prosper, Texas, 75078.